America first and
well, that's the thing, right?
Take a year and then just see how it goes, because you might go, I fucking hate this shit. I doubt it.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to be committed to quite as much money either. Like you can even do it and come back and do stuff. Like keep the bus. We could, base camp out of Chuck's place, or even once Mr. White's place comes along, whatever it is, we can come back, spend summers doing trips out of here, and then like make money and save up enough money to do, we're gonna go to India for 3 months, or we're gonna go here for so long, or so you're not like you don't like the isolation of leaving full time for non-stop travel.
Yeah, I mean, especially if it's something that we don't have much experience in.
Yeah. The other thing too is, if you want to do I'm thinking too is like, if my ambition is to be a tour guide and do travel stuff, you kind of have to have credentials.
Yeah.
And how do you get credentials? By getting experience.
Yeah.
And the other option would be to go away in the bus, like to Baja for the winter, and then they could just drive to the length of the Baja for 3 months,
Yeah.
That a girl?
I went down.
So did I.
It was good until you reached that one spot and you're like,
well, I was like trying to go for the brake and the clutch, and nothing was there for me. Well guys, we're at a good friend of ours, Mike's place. He has quite a big bike collection. We came out this morning, we're going to do some brake work, try to identify an oddball noise, and then do a diff service on his Kawasaki Nomad. I'm actually a huge fan of the Kawasaki Nomad. I think it's a highly underrated motorcycle. As far as cruisers go, it offers everything you'd ever want. It comes with a windshield, bags, comfortable seat, it gets wicked range, and this one even has air horns on it. And some really awesome murals. Retro. So yeah, we're coming out to do brake pads. Now, I think I want to talk about this because quite often we have people having us order brake pads for them because they don't truly understand what to look at. If you look at the brand new brake pads, you'll notice that the backing plate right there, the gold portion, is a little smaller on this one than the actual pad material, this stuff out here. Now, it gives you a good reference. If you imagine it 1-to-1 as a start, then you can always gauge the pad material against the backing plate. So if it were half as thick, you got half the brake pads, kind of thing. So if you take a really good look at that, and you take a really good look at what I'm looking at in there, we have brake pads that are easily 80% pad life on them. And I think the fronts are about the same. So at this point, I'm going to talk to Mike. I want to advise him that of this brake pad situation, give him the option to either sit on these pads until he really needs them, or we'll swap them out now. But I think that's just not a good use of his money. Let's see what happens.
kettle time in the truck.
Wow, another day done.
Well, this morning we had a job on a Yamaha VMAX and it went smoothly, and we just needed to synchronize the carbs after a test ride and figuring that out. And it's almost noon, so we're having a lunchtime walk. We are in the beautiful Goldstream Park, and the dogs are checking it out.
Welcome to this episode of Motorcycle Hospital. Back in the 90s, when I was the heyday of my riding, one of the most exciting things at the beginning of the season of every year was the Daytona 200. It was like a kickoff. We used to all get together, watch it at a pub. It was usually organized by Victoria Honda Suzuki, Jamie Emery. I remember one of the occasions we went, 95, brand new model, the CBR 600 F3, Smokin' Joe's. And man, did we all drool. It looked the part. The paint scheme, you know, autographed Miguel de Hamel. It was the bike we all wanted. Well, fast forward decades later, and in Victoria we still have a lot of them floating around. And today we're going to do a little bit of work on a Smokin' Joe's. Spark plug got damaged. We have to re-helicoil the threads. Well, the dogs have found somebody. And I got to go in here. We've already removed the cams. I've loosened all the bolts for the cylinder head. And we're going to re-enree the head so that we can do a very thorough job of making sure that each one of those helicoils goes in perfectly and no debris goes into the motor. So let's go. I'd like to take a moment to say a big thank you to my sponsor. No, not sponsor, Snap-on Tools. Actually, I believe they're actually worth the money. Maybe I'm delusional. Alright, as you saw, we got the cylinder head out. That went really, really well. I've got all the shims laid out in their appropriate order. We pulled the head and inspected it. And as we discovered, the threads in these three are good. And the fender, number 1, which we knew about, is totally torqued out. So, helicoil time. Right here, we're going to go 10 by 1, and it's going to follow all the instructions for drill bit size, etc. And it says use a 13/32. So I'm going to go through my collection. We're going to get that. We're going to pop that out, clean it, run the specified oversized tap in, do a thread insert. We're going to Loctite that in place, and we'll be able to see that we're to the correct depth and everything. It is perfectly clean. I've already started resurfacing the head, just cleaning off the old head gasket. Well guys, it's going to be a bit of a different video today. As we're moving forward, I was hoping to build an adventure sport vehicle. This is the story of trying to make that happen. Off we go. Wish me luck.
Good luck, Scott.
I'll need it. Okay, booster pack, tire inflator, code reader. I think we have our bases covered. And off we go in the mighty Tercel. Right, guys? Thank you. Thank you.
My good side.
You betcha. Do not pet me, I will bite you. I like truth in advertising.
So, meanwhile at the ranch, just kidding, we're not actually at the ranch, but we're in the forest and just taking the dogs out for a walk before I hunker down and do some admin work for the company. Got some bills and stuff to enter. We actually placed a pretty big order last night. Got a bunch of tires coming for some customers, so that's good. Keep us busy in the next few weeks. And it's been a bit rainy today, so I'm just taking advantage of a break in the rain to get the dogs out. Wendy! Come here, girl. Good girl. This one sure likes to run.
Hello, sweetheart. Here we are at Dale's Auto Service. Part of the mission. Come find something. Chevy Suburban. I'm a huge fan of the original series of Roadkill, and they would do some crazy stunts where they would go and travel to, you know, see if they could get home in some vehicle that they didn't even know much about. I've done the same thing. I was told it would run. It turns over. It sounds like it wants to start. I don't know if we're going to be able to do anything with this, but at any rate, I want to build an overlanding truck, and this I've been watching for a while, and this one just came up and seemed like it was an idea. Maybe it was a bad idea. Anyway, I'm going to spend a little bit of time today. We'll see if we can get it running. The last offer was if I tow it the hell out of here, I can have it. I don't know if he's just annoyed, but I think that he's been a thorn in their side here at this repair facility for quite some time, and he just wants his parking spot back. Let's see what happens. She's a beater. Anyway, so far, this is the best we can get out of it. It'll fire, but it will not run. So it's starting to look a lot like a fuel pump issue. I got a call out to a guy who brings cars back to the island, and it might end up getting towed home. Bit of a bummer, but I don't have hardly any tools here with me. I've got a booster pack, I've got a tire inflator, I've got a reader, so we were able to tell that it does have a throttle position code for voltage. It does have a car stereo with Bluetooth. It's Kenwood. What else is fun about this thing? Anyway, keep trying. Apparently this is another one of their treasures that ended up getting abandoned here, and they think the owner might even be dead. It's a rolling hand grenade. It smells like a swamp in here. Quite the headliner though. Pirates. It's kind of funky actually. Ooh, I like the head unit. Oh no. Please don't come back for this. This might be the only driving I do in this thing today. Centered as best as possible. Yeah. No, she's not going to be late. There was less diesel fumes when the window was up. Oh well. 2x8 pillows.